Yeah, here we go, everyone. Welcome to the first semifinals of Battle of the Americas number 66 in this map, 2000 atmospheres. And here we go, the first player here, the Canadian Protoss player from Alpha X. This is TriGGeR.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the American Terran. He is blue, representing himself. It is PureLegacy. Oh boy. So yeah, Darking, how has today been? How has Battle of the Americas been so far?
It has been like extremely uneventful, extremely like, what's the word I'm looking for? Surprising, because mate, the tournament started 1 hour ago and we're already in semifinals.
It has been very quick. It has been very quick. Like, there were some heavy hitters, but there were a couple of people missing. I feel like I have to say this whenever he doesn't show up. You know, exclamation mark Funada Jim Rising. Like, yo, is he playing Minecraft right now? Is he playing
No,
League of Legends?
I think he's playing League of Legends. And I believe he was gonna host a League of Legends tournament later today. So that happened. Also, I think there's a hurricane happening where he lives. So
God,
he might die from any second now.
I was about to say, I hope his power gets cut out. But yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to cast it. But I saw the Jim Rising 1 Centimeter Latino yesterday, and I was like, yo, that's pretty hype. Like, I wanted to see Jim Rising again today, but the man is
mate. Not only he won Sentimental Latino, mate. He won all of the games as Protoss.
Oh, of course he did.
In the finals, like, it was disgusting. Of course.
Of course he did, mate. Jim Rising, he's looking to be the best Protoss in Latin America, mate. Arguably he is. Yo, Ryu beat Paco Mike, but Ryu didn't beat Jim. Just saying.
I mean, depending of your point of view, he might as well already is, right?
For not a Paco Mike, mate.
Yeah, but yeah, how have you been, like, VIP? I feel that I haven't been here in a long while.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's great to see you. It's great to cast with you again. We've been, of course, busy with other events and other casts, but it's great to be back here. But it's kind of short-lived because DreamHack Winter is gonna start soon. It's like it's crazy.
I know, right? DreamHack, then followed by the ANC champs, then follow the
TSL.
By who knows what else.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't be surprised if in December there's another TSL and another Asus ROG as well, all just crammed together. Like, oh my god.
And don't forget the ESL, what is it? ESL Last Chance qualifying?
Yeah.
Last Chance tournament.
Oh my god. The Last Chance qualifier. And then maybe another next tournament. And then all the weeklies. And oh my god. It just doesn't end.
Reminds me of a comic book that I read once. It is a guy who just got out of college. And then there's another guy in the face, it says life. And he says, here's your bike. And here's life, and then it's a horrible, like, mountain that is pretty steep, and the guy is like, oh, that's so steep. What's at the top? Death.
What do I get for climbing this mountain, mate? You die, mate. That's your prize. The suffering can end.
This is the life of StarCraft at the moment, mate.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But we'll get there. We'll get there, maybe, to the peak.
Yes. Speaking of the suffering of StarCraft, mate, we have a Terran that is playing against Phoenixes.
Yeah, that we do. Meanwhile, he's trying to bait the Phoenixes into the Widowmine. The Widowmine shot's gonna go off, and he gets the Phoenix.
Yeah, not bad. He got a Phoenix, but there's still a couple of Phoenix remaining. Interestingly, TriGGeR is not keeping up with Phoenix production. Okay. He is resuming Phoenix production right now. I was like, why only 2 or 3? And there we go. Phoenix versus Terran, mate. I don't know about you, but Phoenix versus Terran is like one of the things that I struggle the most when playing the ladder, mate. Because it doesn't matter what I do, like, there's a Phoenix and he's going to pardon the word, fuck me in the ass.
And
But
that's what we're watching
look,
right
look. The
now.
Widowmite, look, the Widowmite is gone. 2 Vikings are gone. A few SCVs are gone. Now even the Cyclone is gone, mate.
Yeah. These Phoenixes have gotten so much value this game. If you look at the units lost, only 1 Phoenix has died, and that was the one that died to the Widowmine shot earlier. And I also wanted to bring it up. When that Widowmine shot happened, it didn't just kill the Phoenix, it did deal a lot of friendly fire as well. Like, that's also why the Viking died, the first Viking. So yeah, PureLegacy has been struggling here, and it's one of those things where Phoenixes, they can like struggle to defend against really strong pushes, but like what their strength is that they weaken it so much and they delay it. Like, look at all this damage. Like, the army was completely out of position.
Yes, 3 SCVs and 1 Marine free, and as you say, the Marines were not anywhere close. The engineered main is not yet done, so there's no turrets here to defend. And mate, PureLegacy is doing a PureLegacy. He's going for a 2 base all-in push.
Yeah, exactly, and this isn't looking that great just because something that I noticed, there's no stim. Like, these are vanilla Marines. Like, they're trying to do what they can, and I guess they do have some DPS potential. Like, he's just going for pure numbers at this point, not necessarily, you know, good numbers.
Yeah, and mate, without Steam, those Marines are going to do nothing, mate. I believe there's already a Colossus on the map.
Oh god, I mean,
no, there is not a Colossus. The Colossus is still yet to arrive. So maybe PureLegacy pushes before the Colossus arrive. He can do some damage, but it's looking hard, mate.
Yeah, he's waited too long. The Colossus pops out just in time for TriGGeR, and PureLegacy, he's forced to just turn around and go back home. Oh boy. And with that, I mean, and now TriGGeR, he's going to be going on the counterattack. There's still no stim, by the way. He picks up some of the Vikings. Some of the Cyclones, even the Colossus dealing so much damage. And TriGGeR, he's just going to crush this army.
Yes, the Marines are almost gone. The Cyclone has barely any HP left. Mm-hmm. And TriGGeR can just keep going in, and he's not gonna win the game straight away, but mate, he's trading so well.
Oh yeah, exactly, and he may just win the game straight away. Like, this is dangerous. Like, again, with no stim, it's so difficult for PureLegacy to jump on this Colossus, and now a couple more Stalkers come in to reinforce this third base. Is going to be forced to lift up. Even if it does, the Stalkers and the Phoenixes can shell away at it as well. PureLegacy, he just has to give it up.
14 kills on that Colossus, mate. 14 kills.
Oh god. The CC made PureLegacy, he has to try and save it. He has to commit to this. He has to try and protect it as best he can.
Look, Steam is about to finish, mate. So if Steam can finish and PureLegacy goes all the way, he may be able to trade this army. There's a lot of Madaures, mate. There's a lot of Madaures. He's focusing on the Colossus.
Oh my god.
3 Colossus go down. The second one as well. Okay, the Colossus are finally dealt with. And now without them, I think PureLegacy can finally defend.
Yeah, exactly. The power of Stim there, and maybe you could argue that TriGGeR was maybe overextending a little bit, but to be fair, he was getting so much value, right? Like, I don't blame him at all. But thankfully, PureLegacy, he is able to defend and he survives. PureLegacy didn't see the Colossus with that scan, by the way.
There we go. Charge is done. Now the Zealots are the ones who are going to engage this army. Mm-hmm. And mate, there's a lot of Zealots. PureLegacy needs a little bit of splash damage, tanks, mines, something. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, even though he can kite very well, he cannot kite forever.
Yeah, it's just he was so far behind earlier with all the damage that he was taking. He just couldn't afford to go into that splash damage, and now he only has fire. Nice SimCity there in the mineral line. It does kind of mess up the AI of the Zealots. There's only one Colossus here, but he's forced to pull the boys.
Oh, Archons are being morphine. I'm not sure if the timing of those Archons is correct, mate. The Zealots are about to run out, and now the Colossus and the Archons have nothing to defend.
Yeah, exactly. TriGGeR, he's forced to run back home once again, but he saves the Colossus. He may save the Archons as well, and what's important is that he killed every single SCV. 19 SCVs went down.
Yes, currently TriGGeR has definitely the economic advantage. He is 20 workers ahead. Mm-hmm. But mate, needs to be careful because PureLegacy's macro is extremely good. So he's going to pop out infantry like forever. So TriGGeR, what TriGGeR needs to do is to not lose everything in one engagement. Otherwise, PureLegacy is just gonna go and and crush him. Speaking of crushing, mate, nice drop here.
Yeah.
Nothing here to defend. A lot of buildings are going to be destroyed or underpowered.
Exactly. This is great. He's forcing the entire army of TriGGeR to respond, and TriGGeR will be able to clean this up, but at the same time, in comes another force from PureLegacy, and he can maybe force the denial on the 4th base, maybe make something happen here at the 3rd. Oh, never mind.
Colossal good unit.
Yeah, pretty good, mate. PureLegacy maybe a little bit too greedy going for the 3rd base. Instead, he'll go for the 4th, but now at this point, TriGGeR will be able to defend. At the same time, though, the drop moves from the main into the natural.
Yes, still doing damage. 8 more props were killed, but eventually this is going to get resolved.
Oh boy, exactly. Like, the drop is still alive, right? It's unfortunately it can't really move anywhere at the moment, but maybe he'll find an opportunity to boost and try and get into another one of these mineral lines. TriGGeR, he's stuck at home defending, and PureLegacy, we're talking about his macro, like, he just doesn't stop producing. Oh, now he's getting ready.
I love how the drop, like, is still alive and being a menace for TriGGeR. Meanwhile, on the other side, this push is not going to do anything. Like, too many Colossus, too many Zealots.
Oh, but the Colossus, they're alone. They're exposed. Oh my god, that's them.
Oh no.
The Colossus is gonna go down.
Oh no, that's a big mistake by TriGGeR, mate. All 3 Colossus went down because the Zealots went back home, and for some reason the Colossus stayed.
Yeah, exactly. The Colossus were left exposed. All 3 of them get picked off. And this drop that you were praising earlier, it's still alive. Just barely. But again, being such a nuisance here for TriGGeR, and it's so huge that PureLegacy reset the Colossus count.
Yes, that was huge, mate. Like, resetting the Colossus count is exactly the kind of move that PureLegacy needed, so that now his infantry is going to be do even more damage. And here we go, mate. Another wave coming in. They're going to get the 4th base. No, they're not. Nice. TriGGeR managed to defend just barely. And now let's see if the counter attack can do anything.
Yeah, the dangerous thing is that we were talking about it earlier. Like, there's no Widow Mines, there's no tanks. Like even without Colossus, these Zealots do so much against this army. Ghosts are on the way, but they're not ready. Oh my god, there's
There we go, mate. All the infantry goes down. Medivacs are starting to go down. This 3rd base is it's going to be lifted, and I'm surprised that TriGGeR is going back.
Oh god, yeah, he does back off 4 now. Maybe he wants to rotate around to the 4th base. Ghosts are finally coming in for those EMPs, but TriGGeR just has such a large army advantage. Oh my god, the shot doesn't connect. Oh. And a nice snipe there on the Colossus. Another Colossus goes down.
And another one goes down, but there's still quite a few of the units here for TriGGeR, and PureLegacy's infantry is very touch, very red, mate. Not gonna last long, and that's it. That's GG, and TriGGeR takes game number 1.
GG. Well played, TriGGeR, and also well played PureLegacy. Like, even though he did lose that game, and even though he was sustaining a lot of damage early on, like, he found ways to come back with his drops, and not just the drops, but also just catching so many Colossus that game. Oh my god. I think in the end he caught like 6. Like,
something like that.
Yeah. Oh boy. But in the end, it wasn't enough. TriGGeR does lead this series, but now we're getting ready. We're getting ready for game 2. And I feel like how TriGGeR played that out works so well against PureLegacy's style. Like, if I'm not wrong, from what I remember, PureLegacy in this matchup, quite often he does kind of neglect things like Widow Mines and tanks, right? He relies a lot on just Marine Marauder and eventually Ghosts.
Yes, definitely. He's the infantry guy 100%.
Yeah.
and usually very aggressive at 2 bases. So the way TriGGeR opened with those finishes, I will say, is like one of the correct ways to deal with it. And here we go. Welcome everyone to Oxide LE map number 2 and spawning here. The Canadian Protoss player currently up 1-0. This is TriGGeR.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the American Terran. He's blue, representing himself. It is PureLegacy. So we'll see if PureLegacy is gonna switch things up a little bit here. I think something else to add, even though like he may have a preferred style, I do want to say that like he can come out with like different builds in this matchup, right? He doesn't have to just do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, let's see what he does here in game number 2. Both players going for pretty standard openings, apparently. The Reaper Expand probably for PureLegacy. TriGGeR probably is gonna go for a quick Nexus. And what is this prop doing? Is it just to harass? Yeah, it's only to harass. Like, one of the most annoying things as a Terran player is when your opponent just sends a worker and destroys yours. And look, he has to pull SCVs. He has to come and defend it. Otherwise, that's a lot of mining lost.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and PureLegacy does deal with it, right? Didn't lose any SCVs. He didn't even delay his racks for too long either. There was actually some pretty impressive micro there as he was attacking and building at the same time. And even gets a kill in the probe.
Nice one. Usually they get away, but today justice was served.
As the probe does fall in the end. So PureLegacy now, at least in the early game, like he can rest a little bit easy here. You know, he's sending his Reaper across the map, not delaying it or skipping it like a couple of other Terran players do in this matchup. He wants to get that scouting. And another thing that I wanted to ask, as we're slowly getting into this game as well, is Darking, now that like you've been a little bit more busy recently, have you still been streaming? Like, have you still been keeping up with things like that?
Yes, I have streamed two days this week.
Oh, okay.
I stream on Thursday and I stream on Tuesday. So,
okay.
Not the StarCraft, unfortunately. I went and stream another game that I'm playing currently. But I did the stream, so...
Okay.
So yeah, everyone, please. Oh, speaking of, look, did you say chat?
Thank you so much, Fernando, in the chat for gifting 5 subs to the channel. Thank you, Fernando. We appreciate it. Yeah, Fernando, of course, known for being the biggest Paco Mike fan in the chat.
Yes, did you see the news about Paco Mike?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, tell us.
Yes, just today, like, what is it, like maybe 1 hour, 2 hours ago, Infernales Esports, which is like a new team that recently signed Egg and a few other players, they have signed Paco Mike.
Yeah. They also have a pretty impressive roster. They have Paco Mike, they announced Eggs, they announced Eon, which was a little bit surprising to me as well. So yeah, the roster's pretty good.
Eon, Supremo, and one guy who honestly, mate, I have never heard of, which is like Metallic UC.
Yeah.
I believe that's the name.
Yeah.
Like I had to Google him, mate, because I have no idea who he was.
I was like, what?
he's apparently a 5K Terran player.
Interesting.
So let's see how it goes, mate. I mean, for them to put them an official announcement that they signed him, I hope he's like a really good up and comer.
I would assume that he's either Supremo's friend or he's somehow related to the management. Like, I don't know, maybe he's like the manager of the team or something.
What nepotism in Latin America?
Oh God. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Infernales and what comes of that. Meanwhile, TriGGeR, he went for a completely different opener here. Oh my God, 4 gateways are done, mate. He's going in.
Yeah, Blinkstalkers are ready, mate. PureLegacy, I don't think PureLegacy has vision of this.
No, he doesn't see, he doesn't know, and he has no tanks. He has no bunker. He's got man with gun.
He has no steam, no combat shields, mate. This is gonna be a disaster for PureLegacy.
Oh god, but the Marauders, they do stand strong. He does just barely push away the Stalkers of TriGGeR.
Ooh. If I'm gonna be honest, if I were TriGGeR in that moment, I will just have go all in, mate, because that was very important. Now combat shield is done, steam is about to be done, and now this push is not gonna be strong.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, he can still dive back in, but as you said, the upgrades are finished. So the tech labs aren't anywhere near as important. He's going to try and snipe them now, but it's a little bit too late. And now Stim is done. PureLegacy, he can try and fight this.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if the Stalkers numbers are big enough, especially with the amount of Marauders that PureLegacy has.
Yeah. But I think something that's important that just happened is that a lot of the Marines were shaved off, to be honest. Like, if we have another wave of Stalkers, maybe TriGGeR can finally get on top of these Marauders. Like, there's no medevacs. Like, every single stim hurts.
Supremo in the chat. Now I can funar like DIP with authority.
Oh, God. Meanwhile, we do have both bunkers being taken out, but again, the Bio army is still quite strong here, and PureLegacy is still holding on to bases, but TriGGeR doesn't care because he's just containing his opponent.
Yes, like, I mean, let's be honest, PureLegacy is not the kind of guy to go for quick 3 bases, especially in PvT, but the way he's doing it, he's controlling the amount of infantry that TriGGeR has, which is going to be the next push less relevant. Oh, the War Prison went down.
Oh, with the War Prism going down now, PureLegacy doesn't have to worry about a counterattack. He doesn't have to worry about his main base. He can just focus on his push, and the push is coming. He's just waiting for those medevacs. As you were saying, there's no third CC, and that's a lot of Raxes.
Yes, 5 rack medevacs. I believe that is exactly the same build that PureLegacy went last game. The big difference here, mate, is that there was no economic damage this time, only like army trading from both players. So question is was the trade good enough so that he can defend with what is about to come? Because unlike last game, there are Marauders, there are Steam, and there are Medivacs. This is a much dangerous push.
It is. It was just scattered by TriGGeR, and we'll see if TriGGeR can defend. Like, he does have 2 shield batteries. He has 1 Colossus already. A second one is on the way. It may just pop out for the tail end of the attack, but as you said, this is still a very strong army, and I don't know if there's enough to really protect this Colossus.
We're about to find out, mate. A bunch of infantry is going to one side, a drop is going on the other. Let's see if TriGGeR can manage both.
Oh my god. Can he focus on the medevac? Oh, he does not.
There were too few Stalkers, mate, for the Medivacs. Oh no, the Colossus is alone. And okay, he's not going for the Colossus, but he's gonna trade excellent with these units. And look, he just get out.
Oh, he does. At the same time, the main push tries to hit the third base, but there's sentries here ready and waiting. Force fields are thrown down, and TriGGeR is able to defend both his main and his third base without taking much economic damage. But PureLegacy, he's not done. He's trying to get on top of this army. You do have a couple of force fields, and with this TriGGeR may just barely have enough, but the reinforcements are on the way.
What a close fight this is. But yeah, I think with the Zealots, this should be enough to push PureLegacy away.
Yeah, all the Stalkers were cleaned up, but as you said, the Zealots are looking to be just enough to hold on. At the same time, the drop comes back into the main base. Gonna be diverting a lot of the attention away for TriGGeR, forced to bring another Colossus over. But it does feel like PureLegacy is losing a lot of steam here. Like, his army isn't as large as it once was.
Right, give me a minute. I'm gonna be right back.
All good, mate. All good. As Daki has to answer a call. Meanwhile, the Marauders are stimming on forward. The Zealots are doing a really good job at tanking here. We don't have a shield battery overcharge yet. There we go. It is Pop just barely keeping the Colossus alive. And just like that, oh my god, the full medevac gets sniped as well. PureLegacy, the majority of his army does get taken down. And now TriGGeR, he can go for the counterattack. He can smell blood in the water. He pushes on forward. He wants to chase this down. There is still that drop over on the left-hand side, but again, it's honestly not that large. And TriGGeR, he's trying to force the issue outside the third base. But there are just so many Marauders and not enough Zealots. The Zealots are coming in, but they get intercepted, but it looks like it may just be enough. No, the Colossus! Oh my, what? How is this alive? Both Colossus just barely survived this one with 18 HP. One more shot is all that PureLegacy needed. And now he just keeps on going. The Zealots come in to reinforce this. No bunkers. We need some boys being pulled or something here. PureLegacy is trying desperately to hold on. The Vikings are going to be able to take down one of the Colossus. There's only one more remaining. The Zealots get cleaned up. And it looks like maybe PureLegacy can hold on. Oh god, as he stims on forward, there we go. The Colossus and the War Prism get taken out.
I'm back, mate. I'm back.
Oh, welcome back, mate. Was it an advertisement?
No, it was a Uber Eats that I had to take care of.
Ah, okay. Oh god. Well, as
yes, I ordered fried fish.
Oh, okay. Now I'm hungry.
Let me guess. You have not had breakfast.
I have not had breakfast, mate. What are you on about?
Funara IDT, everyone. Funara IDT. Speaking of Funara, here comes PureLegacy, mate, with his mass of basically marauders only.
Oh my
god.
Look,
focusing the important units and then just getting out.
Yeah, exactly. Nice target fire there on the Immortal. There are only gateway units left, and we have the micro, we have the starter stepping. PureLegacy is cleaning everything on the ground up. No, the Archon was not made at the right moment there as it gets taken out for free, essentially. And now with no Colossus and no splash damage, like PureLegacy, he just goes right into the natural. Oh my god, he just stims on 40, takes down the pylon, denies the warp in at the natural. The Nexus is going to go down. Would you have a warp in of Zealots? Is it just barely going to be enough for TriGGeR? And it looks like he does force a lift off.
Yeah, he forced a lift off, but mate, now he's going straight for the... No, he's not going for the tier base. That was, I think, an easy pick for a few more probes. And yeah, mate, PureLegacy, 50 supply ahead. I believe he's also ahead in upgrades, right? He has... Yeah, only one attack for the Protoss army. Meanwhile, TriGGeR is already at 2-2.
Yeah. Oh
I mean, PureLegacy is already at 2-2.
The upgrades are insane. As you said, like 3-3 is on the way for PureLegacy. Meanwhile, we just have +1, and that's all we have for TriGGeR. He's really struggling to hold on. Another really important thing that happened in that attack is that the robot was taken out. He's forced to rebuild the robot, which means no more Immortals, no more Colossus Disruptors. There's nothing here.
Yes, there is no robo units here. The Storm is not done, so this Tempest does not put any threat. And mate, I think we are going to see the game over in just a few seconds.
Yeah, exactly. He's just gonna stim, right click on the Nexus. The Nexus immediately goes down. Now he gets into the main. Yo, can he cancel? Can he force a denial on the Storm?
Yes, no Storm, no robo units, mate. What does TriGGeR has really? Like, Zealots are good, mate, but only Zealots are not gonna do anything against this much infantry plus medivacs.
Yeah, exactly. The Zealots are coming in. PureLegacy doesn't know that there's no Storm, so he's still a little bit afraid. But there we go. He does focus on every single High Templar, and he does trade GG against Gold.
What a game, mate. What a game.
What a game. PureLegacy ties it up, and we are going to that ace match. Meanwhile, chat is catching up, and I love how Finanto got scared. He got scared for a moment there, but no, yeah. Infernalis, it's really cool to see that they're a new team that have formed. Hopefully, there's some longevity to them. I know at the start of the year we had Rebirth, and we were very excited about Rebirth, and that lasted like a month. So hopefully, Infernalis can stand strong there.
We'll see, mate. We'll see. I have actually talked with the manager of the StarCraft division of Infernalis. And it is someone that many in the StarCraft community might be familiar with.
Is it the guy from Black Knight Esports, Kappa?
No. He's not. He's the former guy that was from TSUP.
Oh, that explains Eon. Okay. Interesting. That's exciting. It's exciting to hear. I think the other very interesting thing is that Infernalis, it doesn't just have a StarCraft roster. They're also invested in other esports as well.
I believe they are originally a Dota team. I want to say Dota. was it Dota? Or was it Valorant? I don't remember. There's another game that they also have a roster in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, speaking of, mate, final game of in this semi-final series here in Jagannatha, and spawning here the Protoss player, the Canadian player from Alpha X. This is TriGGeR.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha ALE, we have the American Terran. He is blue, representing himself. It is PureLegacy.
Look, as long as Infernales last longer than that Litecoin team, everything's gonna be okay.
I mean, Litecoin lasted a long time. Well, depending on how you look at it. If you remember...
I mean the StarCraft 2 team.
Yeah, because if you remember, Litecoin Gaming, before it was Litecoin, was Intensity Esports. And then they got bought out by Litecoin Gaming. And before that, it was Team Dragon. Yeah. They went through a lot of rebranding and buyouts. But yeah, after the chat, Litecoin Gaming is no longer a thing.
Yes, so everyone do not buy crypto coins.
Oh god. Exactly. Stop getting those, what are they, Doge coins? What's the other
No, that's the only coin that I support.
God damn it, Darky.
So Light, when are you gonna do duck coins?
Dog coins. Duck coins, you mean? Duck coins. There you go.
Yes.
Oh,
you need to support your team in some fashion.
One day, mate. One day we'll get our own cryptocurrency, Kappa. I mean, we've got grapes in the chat. Okay, that's good enough. That's fine. We're fine with that. Oh god. As we are slowly getting into the ace match of this series, all right. Darky, what do you want to see here? You know, TriGGeR, we saw him open up with Phoenixes. We saw him open up with Stalkers. Do you want to see more of what we saw earlier, or do we want to see something else?
Look, who are we kidding, mate? We're going to see a lot of infantry, nothing else. Like, we might get lucky if we see more than 3 Widowmains.
Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Oh god.
And to be honest, PureLegacy does not need anything else. He does it pretty good with only infantry, as we saw in the previous game.
Yeah. Like, because his macro is so good, he just, like, if you give him the room to do it, he will overwhelm you, right? He will be able to just overtake whatever army you have, you know, really tear you apart. And that's what happened in game number 2. You could also argue that maybe a lot of it came down to TriGGeR missing his timing with his Blink Stalkers, as you said, right? Like, there was maybe a window there where he could have done something before Stim and before Combat Shields.
Yeah, I think he got a little chicken out before he could do it. Because, mate, I think the trade versus infantry that has no steam, no combat shield, would have been delicious for a Protoss player.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe he could have even denied one of these upgrades.
Yeah,
I think he just jumped the gun a little too early.
Yeah, there was a lot of potential there, but maybe he was just, you know, afraid of the Terran or respecting PureLegacy a little bit too much there. Obviously, unlike us, he didn't see how far away Stim and Combat Shields was, right? So he didn't really know when the timing was. But yeah. Now we're here in game 3. And in game 3, we could see that, like, a little bit more crisply, because we do have another Twilight Council opening.
Yeah, Toilet Council, along with, I believe, this is his first or second Stalker. So yeah, probably gonna be Blink to begin with. But we'll see. PureLegacy is ready. TriGGeR is ready. And there we go, mate. The game has resumed.
It has resumed. Diving back in. Hopefully everything's okay. PureLegacy, he just had to attend his door. His Uber Eats just came in. He ordered fish. Oh god.
What are you saying, mate? Are you saying PureLegacy is me 10 minutes in the past?
It's a younger version of Darking, mate.
But yeah, by the way, not 3 barracks opening for PureLegacy, mate. This is a 1-1-1.
True. We do have a bit of a 1-1-1 here. So a very different opening compared to the previous games. You know, he even has these Hellions out. He has this map control. Very interesting that he opted to do this. It looks like he wants to go for a bit of a Hellion drop.
Yes, unfortunately, it got scouted. So TriGGeR saw that there are Hellions on the map. He knows it is coming alongside the Reaper. So let's see if they can do any damage. And there we go. First Hellion already dealt with. The Widow Mine, what is it called? The shot of the Reaper, the grenade, was successful, but unfortunately we're not able to get in. There we go. It was completely dealt with. 0 damage done by PureLegacy.
Exactly, and now we have the medevac drop, but ideally you want this medevac drop to hit at the same time as the other Hellions in the Reaper, right? And you try and like slip into the natural and go into the main, but unfortunately they're not going to be like synced up like that. Instead, this Hellion is trying to pull away the attention of TriGGeR, but he only sends 1 Stalker. The drop is headed towards the main, but TriGGeR, oh my god, the Stalkers, they're ready, and they have Blink.
And there we go, Blink over the medevac. The medevac is gonna go down. Oh, the medevac is not gonna go down yet, but the Hellions managed to landmate, and now they're starting to do damage. 7 workers now killed, 9 workers killed. Hellions are still alive.
Oh, and they finally get cleaned up, but 9 probe kills? Mate, that's not bad at all.
Yes, not bad. Now finally the Terran is even with the protest.
Yeah,
I mean, look, 42 SCVs versus 40 probes, mate.
Yeah. So PureLegacy is currently ahead in terms of the economy. I say currently ahead. He only just now starts his 3rd base. Meanwhile, TriGGeR's 3rd was already on the way and is now done. So TriGGeR can catch up when it comes to the probe count. And we do see that he is going to be going straight into that robotics bay. What I will say is that, I mean, PureLegacy doesn't have to worry too much about ultra aggression. There is high ground vision, but there isn't a war prism like last time.
Oh, the observer needs to be very careful. There's a Raven here out for PureLegacy.
Oh, that he does. Meanwhile, TriGGeR,
TriGGeR is gonna blink. Oh. Yeah, he blinks after the Raven. Unfortunately, there was not enough space underneath for the Stalkers. Otherwise, I think that TriGGeR would have got down in 1 shot.
Exactly.
Yeah, just trying to contain a little his opponent, trying to see what he can catch up.
Exactly, just keeping PureLegacy on notice. Meanwhile, PureLegacy so far, his defenses have been on point. Once again, just like last game, he does have 2 bunkers at the natural. He's got a tank this time as well to really solidify his defenses. Again, approaching this game very differently. You know, a little more standard in a way. You know, going for these tanks.
There we go. I think PureLegacy is ready to move out. The bunkers were destroyed, or I mean recycled, I should say. And yeah, just repositioning, finally getting its tier base. This is a really strange game by PureLegacy, mate. It is like minute 7, and we have not seen like a big push by him.
Yeah, part of it may be because this is the ace match, right? So maybe things are a little bit more tense. But in saying that, the upgrades are about to finish up, right? +1, combat shield, stim. Now would be a really nice timing to just go across the map.
And he's doing it like he heard you. We have a drop, and we have a move out with the tanks and the Ravens. So again, double prone attack that PureLegacy is gonna try to do.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works out. Last time it didn't work out very well at the beginning, but now, mate, this is completely unnoticed.
Yeah, right.
And it's going after the Forge.
He is going after the Forge, and he will get +1. Oh my god, can he deny extended thermal lance? Oh god, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, this is super huge, mate. No +1 for those Zealots. No extended thermal lance for those Colossus, mate. And on the other side, as well, the tanks managed to shoot up, and now they are attacking the tier base. The Colossus goes down as well.
Oh no,
the War Prism, mate, is a disaster for TriGGeR.
Exactly, that disable was huge on the Colossus. PureLegacy, he demolishes the army here at the 3rd base. Meanwhile, that drop is still not dealt with. 10 probes to go down, and he wants the Colossus as well.
And he's gonna get it, mate. 10 workers has been killed, 2 Colossus has been killed, the War Prison was killed, and mate, PureLegacy has barely lost a thing.
Yeah, exactly. PureLegacy just running circles around TriGGeR. TriGGeR really struggling to defend here. The Zealots come in and they're great. Maybe he can eventually clean this up with his reinforcements, but he's already sustained so much damage.
Yes, PureLegacy is currently 50 supply ahead of his opponent, mate. And they're equal in bases. So who knows what is going to happen with the next push.
Yeah, like this is what we were talking about. Like you give PureLegacy some momentum, and those additional Raxes are finishing up. A +1 defense is on the way. Like he's just going to be making nothing but Marines and Marauders. He has done with the tanks. They have served their purpose. Oh my god, so many Raxes. And again, just PureLegacy style to just send nothing but infantry across the map, mate.
That's a lot of Marauders, mate. That's how many Marauders does he has? He has more Marauders than Marines. That's how many Marauders there are. Like you never see this with a regular Terran player.
Yeah, Marauders are pretty good, mate. They're pretty. Oh god! All right, here we go. He's diving on in again. No splash damage. There are some Immortals and there are a couple of Archons. Is that going to be enough to hold on?
I'm not sure. Shield battery overcharge is used. That's gonna help a lot versus this army. But PureLegacy just needs to keep the distance, and he's gonna be fine. One of the Archons is finally go down. If the sentries are down, finally focus on the Immortals as well. And again, TriGGeR might not die from this, but PureLegacy is trading extremely well.
Oh yeah, exactly. He gets a second Immortal as well, so both the Archons, only one Immortal remaining, and it just barely survives. But it's one of those things where, you're right, it's so efficient. He's just trading Marines and Marauders for all these expensive Robo units.
Yeah, definitely. And here comes the second wave, which also now include Ghost, mate. So this might be the day in the coffin.
Yeah, exactly. Like the wave of Terran just doesn't stop for PureLegacy. TriGGeR is struggling to just barely survive. The Raven comes in to be even more annoying, harassing the mineral line. It finally gets picked off, so now TriGGeR doesn't have to worry about that, but he has to worry so much about this main army.
Yeah, here comes again PureLegacy. Oh, the shot! Oh my god, that was huge. Almost all the infantry of PureLegacy went to the dust with this shot.
Mate, and just like that, TriGGeR, he's doing it. All it took, I think PureLegacy, he didn't expect the overcharge. If it wasn't for the overcharge, I'm pretty sure that Disruptor would have died immediately, but it just barely survived long enough to get that shot off.
See, mate, that's OP. That shield battery, mate. It's a problem.
Nah, that's balanced, mate. Otherwise, TriGGeR would be dead. Now he can make something out of it. He's still behind. To be fair, he's still 100% behind. But Disruptors, they're the great equalizer. With one Disruptor shot is all you need.
Oh god, I'm having like PTSD's flashback of all the other games that I have lost because of it.
Yeah. Can he pull it off? We now have 2 Disruptors, mate. Are the shots gonna go off? One of them, oh, it misses. We only have one left.
There we go, mate. Second shot is going off, and again, that's a lot of infantry that died because of it.
We were saying it earlier, all you need is one shot, and so far TriGGeR has gotten 2. And just like that, he cleans up the majority of the army. He will be able to hold on. He has to be careful. Ooh, loses another Disruptor.
Blinking forward, takes out the medivacs. One medivac goes down. The second one, okay, the second one is going to survive, but all the infantry is cleaned up. And TriGGeR is slowly climbing back to this game, mate.
Oh, yeah. This man, he will not die. The 4th Nexus is on the way. Just like a PureLegacy, he's actually got a 5th on the way. PureLegacy, he has so much economy to keep up this bio production. Oh, but again, he has to be able to split. He has to be able to avoid those Purification Novas.
I don't know, mate. We'll see. We have already had 2 very good ones again that PureLegacy was not able to dodge. Let's see if he's able to do it again. He's focusing on the fourth base. There's the Purification Nova. Decent split this time, and now there are no more Celos. There is nothing here to tank these shots.
Oh, another Purification Nova goes off, but it does not connect. It gets focused down first, and now PureLegacy, I think maybe he can break through.
I don't know, mate. That infantry is very red, and those medivacs do not have very much energy. But more importantly, mate, he destroyed the Colossus and he destroyed both Disruptors.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, resetting the Robo count. And unfortunately, okay, never mind. We do have 2 Robo production, double Robo production for TriGGeR. So he's making a Colossus and a Disruptor at the same time. Can he get them out fast enough? Right now, he only has 1 Colossus. PureLegacy, he scans, he sees.
Yeah, what TriGGeR needs, mate, is more Zealots. He's missing like that chunky mid shielding that he needs for his units.
Exactly. He needs that meat. He needs that pescado, and it's not here. We have the stim on forward. Overcharge is good, but mate, it's not that good. It's actually depowered. It's not doing anything. Oh.
Oh, nice disruptor shot, but it's not enough. The disruptor goes down. The Colossus are being focused on. There we go. Another good trade by PureLegacy. He destroys one base, he destroys one Colossus, he destroys one Disruptors, and he only traded a bunch of infantry.
Exactly, and behind this, PureLegacy's got a 5th base, up and running, fully saturated. He's getting a 6th base as well. This man has 85 SCVs. Oh my god. Is this PureLegacy or is this TY? He just doesn't stop making SCVs.
I don't know, mate. Have you ever seen them in the same room?
This is true. It's never happened, mate. Never happened. PureLegacy TY confirmed.
4th base cancelled once again. Nothing much here to defend. I think TriGGeR is just gonna GG in a few more seconds. No, the Zealots immediately melt.
Yeah, there's nothing else here, mate. The EMPs were on point on top of those Archons. The Disruptor shot does not connect. There's one more Disruptor coming out, and that is going to be the last hope here of TriGGeR. That's the only way he can maybe deal with this, and oh my god, instead we have a Doom Drop.
Yeah, Doom Drop incoming. I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of this Doom Drop here, but we'll see how it goes, because the infantry is going to be bunched up for those Disruptor shot. Nice Disruptor shot, but there's still a lot of infantry remaining, and only one Colossus.
Exactly, only one Colossus stands here. The SimCity is working wonders for TriGGeR. It's really awkward for PureLegacy to chase this down, but he gets the Twilight Council. He goes down into the natural. This Disruptor, oh, he gets depowered!
Yeah, Tosis Pylon was there. All the buildings there were depowered, including the important Robo Bay. Yeah, finally dealt with, but wait, he destroyed one important pylon. He destroyed a lot of units, and more importantly, one Nexus.
Yeah, exactly. Now TriGGeR is down to 2 base economy, essentially 1 base economy, just because of how mined out a lot of these bases are for TriGGeR, and PureLegacy just doesn't stop, and now he's completely switched things up into Starport production. GG gets gold.
GG, mate. Yeah, TriGGeR just saw the army coming with that observer, and he was like, no, man, I cannot do it. And that is it. PureLegacy is our first finalist in this Battle of the Americas.
GG. Well played, PureLegacy, and TriGGeR as well. I mean, that did go all the way to the ace match, so we can see why these 2 players are some of the best in America, in North America, I should say. And yeah, congratulations, PureLegacy, advancing on to the grand finals. And with this, he may even become the highest placing North American player and get that bonus.